Hello everyone, welcome to the video. In this video, I'm going to share my story of why and how I've moved my businesses and incorporated new businesses in Singapore. I've been managing different companies in Singapore for more than 5 years now, and I have never visited Singapore for this purpose. It's all remote, it's completely online, and I have access to a global ecosystem of tools and services. My clients trust my business and invoices more, and I will also share why a lot of entrepreneurs and founders who look for these tax havens with 0% tax and the promise of low taxation will eventually come back to a system like Singapore, which you can trust and rely upon for the long term. So if you're building a business for the long term and you want the benefits of an efficient tax system, but also a stable economy and a trustworthy place to do your business, then Singapore is the right pick for you. And I'll discuss in more detail how you can get started and use these benefits, not just for your business, but also for investing, to have a diversified basket of currencies, and to build a business that people can trust. So let's get started. Before we get into the details, I do want to mention the key benefits that I've seen with my Singapore company. I have clients across the globe, so I can get paid in any currency. I can hold that currency, and not just that, I can invest that into the international index so that that money makes more money for my company without ever having to worry about capital gains tax. And all of this process is online, it's paperless. I incorporated my first business in 2 days, the second business in less than 24 hours. And all of this can be done without ever having to visit Singapore. The big advantage for me as someone who built a services business was the credibility. I was doing the exact same services, but I was incorporated in my home country in India. And when I moved to Singapore, the same services, the same business, I could charge more for my clients. There was a different trust, there was a different perception of my invoices and of my brand. And I think we often think about the currency arbitrage, the low tax advantage, but we tend to ignore this credibility advantage that Singapore gives us. We also need to see the changing ecosystem and the way we do businesses. The way we build businesses has essentially changed. Freelancers are now global consultants. You could sit in one place and you can consult companies across the globe. You can create content and you can become a global brand just being a content creator. That's the evolution of the content creator. You can be a founder who builds a completely remote first startup or business and make it easier for you to raise funds, to access bank accounts by just moving your business or by incorporating your business if you're starting new in an economy that gives you access and leverage to all of these things. So first, let's address the question, what kind of businesses are best suited for this? So any services business, if you're providing a service to a client internationally, you want the trust, you want to be able to receive payments online, you want the Singapore brand on your business. If you're a digital business, if you have a digital product, if you're a SaaS company, if you're a marketing agency, if you're a mobile app or a web app, if you're a freelancer, if you do consulting, if you're an e-com brand, if you have social media services, content services, customer support services, if you're building a startup with a remote team, basically, if your business is remote, global, and digital first, that's the right kind of business to incorporate in Singapore. Now, if you look at other countries, there are people from all types of countries who incorporate in Singapore. I know people who are living in the US, the UK, of course, Asian countries, India, Vietnam, and so forth. They all incorporate in Singapore. I also know people who have incorporated in other tax havens, moving their businesses to Singapore. So there's a lot of payment delay, there's a lot of friction, there's friction to open bank accounts, getting your credit cards, all of that. If you have your business incorporated in your local country, you will have all of these issues. So tax is not the only thing that people are looking at. Once you get Singapore, once you get the brand, once you get this UEN, which Singapore gives you, that's like a global pass. The UEN is the unique entity number that Singapore will assign to every business that is registered in Singapore. And that's the stamp for you to get recognized globally. You can get VC funding super fast. You can get this number and registration within 1 to 3 days. You can open a Stripe account, a PayPal account, super simple. Once you have this stamp, you get the global trust. Here's an example of a simple dashboard. Now, I would have never imagined to manage my entire business using a simple dashboard like this if my business was incorporated, let's say, in India back home. So I've got my chats where the customer support will answer all my questions, all my files, all my reports, my transactions, the invoices I can raise right here. All of that is happening in one place. This is my OSOM dashboard. That's, by the way, the service that I use to manage my business. And we'll speak a little bit more about that. But before that, I do want to address the elephant in the room, which is the taxation. Now, a lot of videos and a lot of content will talk about the 17% tax, which already is a low tax rate. But you actually don't really pay 17% tax. In my case, for example, I have been paying 5 to 8% tax effectively. If you're a startup, you will get a 75% exemption on first 100,000 Singapore dollars that you make. This is applicable for all companies. Then you get a 50% exemption on the next 100,000 Singapore dollars. So this is really designed to support new businesses. But if your revenue is below a certain level, you're really getting benefit from the structure. And no matter what your revenue is, you will still get the 75% on your first 100,000 and a 50% tax exemption on the next 100,000 Singapore dollars. So like I said, if your effective tax is somewhere like 5 to 8%, but you're not really getting the issues that come with these tax havens, you're getting 10x more credibility than that. That's the reason why I recommend Singapore. The GST threshold is another interesting point that I want to mention. The threshold is a million Singapore dollars. So in Indian rupees, this is around 6 crores, I believe. So below that, you don't have to get into the complications of GST. If you also want to relocate to Singapore, there are options. So you can get a visa sponsored by your own company, that's the Entrepass, and you can learn more about that on the Ministry of Manpower or MOM website. The processing would typically take around 6 weeks for most cases. I personally am not going to relocate to Singapore, but if someone wants to do that, there is a way. Next, and one of my favorite things, as you know, on this channel, I speak about investing in long-term wealth building. The investing advantage is a huge one with Singapore. Singapore allows you to invest in the international index, and you can build this global diversification and a global exposure in your portfolio through your Singapore company. The best part about that is there are no capital gains tax in Singapore. You can also hold a basket of currencies, which gives you access to USD, SGD, pounds, euros, or any other currency that you can think of. So this is my company account in Singapore, and there are multiple currency accounts. I'm showing 3 of my accounts where I have the USD, which is all invested in stocks. I can use this money whenever I want, but they're also giving me returns on a regular basis. Then I have the Singapore dollar, which is also invested in interest. This allows me to make the most of the money that's sitting in my company account. While back home, I hardly get any interest on holding money in my company account. Then there's the British pound, which gives me a 3.48% variable rate. I don't use this particular currency account that much, but you have the option to do so. If you are dealing with clients in the UK, you can actually hold that money and earn a rate just by keeping that money in your company account. So far we've spoken about all of these benefits, but if you're purely physical business, you don't have any global revenues, and you're totally non-digital or traditional, or maybe you're at a very, very early stage, maybe you're pre-revenue, those cases, I would not say that you should immediately jump on incorporating a Singapore business. First, build a business, make sure you get revenue, make sure you have paying clients, reach a certain level with your business, and then think about incorporating. For everyone else, I feel Singapore is the best opportunity to register your business, to save on taxes, to invest globally, and to have this brand that is globally recognized and trusted. And let's discuss next on how to incorporate step by step. So if you're a foreigner, you're definitely going to need a full service provider. And this package would include your company registration, your nominee director. You need a director who's a local Singaporean. And that's something that you can get as a service with these packages. You need a registered address. You don't have to go there. You don't have to have a physical setup there, but you need to pay for that particular address. And then you need to take care of all the compliance and filings. One thing I do want to say is while Singapore is one of the simplest countries to incorporate and run a business, it's always ranked in the top 3 countries to start up and set up a business, but it's also very strict. So you want to make sure that you do all of your filings and all of these things on time, and a service provider will ensure that happens for you. So at this point, I do want to mention OSOM. This is a service that I use to manage my Singapore business, and they are giving a sweet 16% off for anyone who incorporates through my link in this video. And this will give you end-to-end service of whatever you need to set up and run your business. And this is an annual package. If you just go on this landing page, click on the link on my video, you can see for foreigners, and you can change it to the currency that you would like to see it in. So the first plan is without the visa. If you're like me, if you're just wanting to register your business, but you don't plan to move to Singapore, but if you get the package with the visa, you get it at a very reasonable cost, which is the second option that you see. The first plan, which is the fully compliant, this is the plan that I would recommend. You'll get your incorporation, you'll get your nominee director for 1 year, you'll get your registered address for 1 year, you'll get your corporate secretary, you'll get your CorpPass account, which is the one that you need to work with the Singapore government. You get your accounting and tax. So if your revenue is up to 30,000 Singapore dollars for the first financial year, that's all covered. Then you have different accounting and bookkeeping packages based on how much revenue you make. You've got your financial software and everything. And OSOM is the only service that provides a mobile app that allows you to manage everything in the app. So OSOM will help you not just with the incorporation, but also with your bank account, getting your visas, and the ongoing compliance. So just click on this link so you can enter your details and schedule a call, and they will help you out. They'll also help you out answering any questions so that you can understand if this is the right fit for you. Once you've gone through the details, the step-by-step process is pretty straightforward. You're going to check your name. So I would recommend pick a global name that people can recognize easily. Then choose the package. The fully compliant package is the one that I recommend. You've got to submit a few documents online and the company will be live. Like I said, the second company that I registered with OSOM took less than 24 hours to go live. And the time to the first dollar, the first payment was less than 72 hours. I was getting paid within 2 to 3 days from the time I started to think about even the company incorporation. Overall, it's going to be one of the top 3 places that you can do your business. It's number 1 in Asia for the business environment. It's one of the least corrupt countries globally. I would say Singapore is still the best pick for 2026. It remains so because you're not going to move your business every year. And Singapore has been consistently there. It's consistently ranked. And it's consistently been easy. At least for me, from my own experience, I've seen in the past 5 years, it has always worked. So what I would say is go for Singapore, not because it's going to be the cheapest or the lowest tax, but because it works the best in the long term. So that's all for this video. If you want to learn more about how to invest globally, how to build multiple income streams, and design a simple wealth system, make sure you subscribe to this channel, The Simple Wealth Project. I talk a lot about investing, online businesses, and designing a life of freedom. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.